along, thousands and thousands of years, Henrik. And what do we have to offer our population? Go to a football game, 70,000 people packed into a stadium where they drink beer and watch people, attack each other, like in the Coliseum. Is that really what our true potential is? I mean, you would think with 70,000 people in a stadium, there'd be some kind of Socrates-like character at the center telling everybody the secrets of the earth, It's just absurd. It's almost like a draining of energy of the human species to make them forget the sovereignty in their blood, the sort of star power in their DNA, dumb them down to sort of docile sheep. That's just a repetitive theme that we can, up against. They want to, dumb us down and basically get us down to 500 million on the planet to have a more sustainable environment. But I mean, their means of doing it is by just massacring people. This is so bizarre. I mean, granted, they're taking sort of the yin-yang ulterior motive of human consciousness. The negative energies are sort of needed because there can't be light without darkness. But that's why I don't really look at them as a threat. They're sort of a part of the natural order. One system built on another. But it is a challenge, and it really makes me confused as to how human beings could have sort of this materialistic sense and want to annihilate their fellow man instead of enlighten. It makes it almost inhuman to me. And then you have all the stories from ancient Babylon up until now, of ancient religions and the symbolism of UFOs and extraterrestrials in texts, and even in the Bible, it's just saturated with rotating discs and lights from the sky and ascensions and dissensions. Transdimensional entities that are actually using these people as parasites to do evil in the world. It really doesn't make a whole lot of sense when I take those kind of extraordinary circumstances out of the equation. When I think that it's just humans doing this to humans and they're preventing us from going on with our evolution, it really does not make a whole lot of sense. And when I think, God created us in His image, I don't think in biblical terms. I think of a system built upon another system. At a very micro level, you have quarks and atoms and electrons, and you have organelles and amoeba, singular cellular organisms, and then human beings, and then you have planets, then you have stars and solar systems and galaxies and clusters of galaxies, and it seems to go from the micro to the macro, and you really never see the end of it. It makes very good sense to me why extraterrestrials or other intelligent life don't just fly down here and rescue us. They don't have to be literal angels or come from other dimensions, or if they do come from other dimensions, it may just in fact be a consciousness that originally started like ours did, and they just simply did not kill themselves off, and they actually just became citizens of the universe, and over millions and millions of years started becoming creator beings, as a conglomerate, as a godhead, as communities of millions of people that have been evolving for millions and millions of years to form a sort of galactic community that has laws, that has order. They can't just fly down here and tell human beings all the secrets of their civilization. I believe in reincarnation, and I believe once human beings kind of reach that level of ascension, if you want to call it a leap to fourth density or, sort of the cocoon to the butterfly that we're all going through right now, this seems sort of like a gauntlet or an activity we have to put ourselves through to get to the point where we can be citizens of the universe. People that are not ready to do this are not going to come with us. It's sort of like a big test, honestly. It's a test for us to try to evolve past these parasites. Because evolution only goes one way. From the micro to the macro. People ask me if I think 9/11 was a positive event. I definitely don't, but I do appreciate how people are reacting to it. Anything that unplugs people, was there a truth movement or any kind of sort of enlightenment after the Tower of Babel was destroyed? I seriously doubt it. So I think that we have higher odds this time around. I started originally being, rather paranoid about the sort of Illuminati and the eye at the top of the capstone when I first started getting into this, but I view the eye now, or the eye of illumination, as my eye. And I don't really view them as a threat because, as I said before, they're sort of the black and white checkerboard. They're sort of the antithesis or the challenge that we're pitting ourselves against. And this is more about, the collective consciousness than being opposed by any kind of threat. I feel as illuminated as they are, and I don't view those things as negative anymore. It's sort of like you have to overcome it by putting it out of your mind and sort of realizing that you are your own stargate. And as we sort of proceed sort of to this level of ascension that the Mayans predicted, you're going to see more people sort of awakening. In everything that we're doing in the synchro circles in my videos, if they aid to even unplug a handful of people, I think that's the most noble thing we could do with this sort of cause at this point in time. anything that seems out of place to me or resembles a deja vu, I mean, I consider direct correspondence from the universe. 2001, symbolism.